Good afternoon, Asbury, and welcome to Newswatch 3. I'm Allie Sutton with this week's campus update. 2 Asbury professors are recovering from concussions after a car collision in Versailles on Sunday evening. Professors Sean and Catherine Gaffney were with 2 Highbridge Film Festival judges when a head-on collision caused their car to flip 3 times. 3 cars were involved in the accident. 1 fatality occurred. 1 driver is in critical condition, and those in the Gaffney's car are recovering from minor injuries. We will be sure to keep the family of the victim in our prayers, as well as a quick recovery for all who were injured. Prior to the accident, the judges and the Gaffneys were at Asbury hosting the Highbridge Film Festival. It was another successful Highbridge in the books this year, and we hope you had a wonderful time. In case you missed it, here is Addie with a recap from this past weekend.
Another successful Highbridge is in the books. On Saturday, we had the first Highbridge back in Hughes since 2020, and it was a blast. In case you missed it, here is the Highbridge recap.
The song is exhorting us all to manifest the unique expression as image bearers of an infinite and creative God. And I believe our Highbridge filmmakers are doing just that.
The award to Best Actor goes to Gavin Oakley Reed. Sitting ducks. The award for Best Actress goes to Krista Lane. She is, they are. How long have I been here? The award for Best Screenplay goes to Joel Pletcher. Sitting ducks.
What are the emotions going on through your head right now?
Wow, well, first of all, I'm just super blessed to be here. I'm super blessed to be a part of this evening. Honestly, I'm so thankful.
The Audience Choice Award goes to Liliana Fisher. How long have I been here?
I just feel really lucky that I had such a good team of people that I was able to just have this little idea, and all of a sudden these people were like, sure, we'll just help you make it and it's gonna be super awesome, and we just did it.
And one more, I'm Addie Smith, Newswatch 3.
Along with the showing of 12 student-produced films, 10-minute plays written and directed by students were also celebrated. Addie's right outside of the Black Box Theater to give you the rest of the details. Addie, what's the latest on Asbury students getting creative with their work?
Thanks, Allie. I am in Miller outside the Black Box Theater, where inside students showcased their stage plays. This past weekend, the 10-minute play festival featured plays written by students of all ages. On Saturday, this spot right here turned into a dance floor. The Highbridge after party was held right here, featuring Chick-fil-A, ILA, and even cotton candy. Asbury students are beyond talented and receive the recognition they deserve. I am Addie Smith, Newswatch 3. Asa, take it away with our sports update.
Thanks, Addie. Sports at Asbury are beginning to wind down. Several games for softball and tennis were canceled, bringing softball season to an early end. Tennis, however, will resume in May. The men's golf team just concluded their season after winning the Earlham Quaker Spring Invitational. Their final team score was .592, beating the nearest competitor by 20 strokes. Marcos Diaz-Cura and Victor Vargas placed first and second with scores of 140 and 148, dominating the field. The men were able to conclude this season on a high note similar to their conclusion last semester when they won the national championship. The only remaining sports now are baseball and tennis, which will compete well into May. Baseball will take on Spalding University tomorrow night in Louisville, and tennis will be playing at Nationals on May 9th. Moving over to national news, the NFL draft begins on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Many projections place Georgia's defensive end Trayvon Walker as the #1 overall pick from the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Detroit Lions are expected to take whatever defensive end the Jaguars don't, which is suspected to be Michigan's Aiden Hutchinson. Other projections are up, and there are many mock drafts with different perspectives, but like every year, there will be unexpected dark horses, and we can only really know once the teams have made their final calls. Finally, the Kentucky Derby starts next Saturday. 20 horses will be racing at historic Churchill Downs, hoping to obtain the coveted title of Derby champion. The projected winner is Epicenter, and if he does win it, it will mark his trainer Steve Osman's first breakthrough in the Derby, despite him being the leading trainer in North America. Other horses to look out for are Messier, Taiba, Zandon, Mo Donegal, and Smile Happy. Well, that is all the sports I have for you today. Now let's take it to Lucy for our weather. Lucy.
Thanks, Asa, and good afternoon. Asbury Chief Forecaster here, Lucy Bryson, to give you your weekly campus weather update. Well, if you were in Wilmore this weekend and towards the end of last week, you definitely got a glimpse of summer. And as Asa said, tennis and baseball definitely saw some of that as they were competing outside this weekend. So it was a really nice day to be out and watching some sports. So hopefully towards the end of the semester, you can get out and watch some of the sports. But now temperatures are dropping back down into what we see as typical spring weather. So today what we're going to be seeing is a temperature at a high of 59 degrees. It's slightly cloudy and it's cooling down after that really hot weekend that we just had, but nice with the sun still in the sky. Tonight what we're going to be seeing is temperatures in the mid to upper 40s, sitting at 47 degrees with a clear night, but cooling down just a little bit as of what we saw today. Moving into Wednesday, what we're going to be seeing is the sun in the sky, clear skies, and a little bit of a chillier evening, but our high is going to be right at 60 degrees. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, what we're going to be seeing moving into this weekend. Thursday's high is going to be 64 degrees and a low of 40 with a clear sky. Friday looking a little bit similar, but those temperatures jumping up, reaching towards the 70s. Our high is going to be 67 degrees, low is going to be 45 with that sun still in the sky. Saturday, we're going to be met with a couple thunderstorms coming our way with a high of 72, the highest that we've seen so far, and a low of 50 degrees. And Sunday is going to have a couple scattered showers here and there with the temperatures reaching up into the mid 70s, with that being the highest temperature that we have all week, but some scattered showers here and there. So hopefully those precipitation chances mellow out just a little bit and we can have a nice weekend similar to what we saw last weekend. Well, Asbury, as it being our last newscast, I want to say thank you guys for letting me have the opportunity to give you all the weather updates here. I've definitely enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see you guys back here next semester. And as always, Asbury, have a good week.
Thank you so much, Lucy. It definitely sounds like an interesting set of weather for the last few days on campus. From the gas pump to the grocery aisles, inflation is hitting people in the wallet. Adam Sullivan reports that more Vermont residents are turning to food pantries because of increasing prices.
I own a truck, and it's $160 just to fill my truck.
William Herbert says it's not often he has to count on others for assistance. But this week he visited the Upper Valley Havens food shelf to make ends meet.
You know, meat prices gone up, everything's gone up. You know, it's not like it was 2 years ago. You know, I mean, that's why I'm here.
Herbert is among an increasing number of people turning to food pantries for help.
It's getting quite busy, and a lot of it right now is due to the high cost of food prices, a lot of inflation we're seeing.
At Lissen's food pantry in Lebanon, 682 people used the service during the month of March, roughly 150 more than prior months. Officials say rising costs across the board are to blame.
Everything is going up at the same time.
A bright side, they say, is people are often eating healthier.
There's a lot of demand for fresh produce, which is great. We want to get healthy, fresh food out to people.
This is maybe the beginning of some really challenging times, and we are working with our network to rise to the occasion and make sure that food is available for everyone who needs it.
On a state level, it's more of the same. Increased need, especially for those who were hit hard by the pandemic.
Really basic inflationary pressures, but they really strongly impact people.
People like Herbert, who is grateful for the help he is getting.
I know the place is here, and I know it's here for the community. So I gotta come down and give it a shot.
Officials say about 27% of people in Vermont are experiencing food insecurity. That's 10% higher than before the pandemic. More people are trying out intermittent fasting, but periodically going without food might not be the silver bullet to weight loss. Researchers in China now say intermittent fasting is no more effective than calorie counting. In a study published Thursday, researchers looked at two groups of people who were overweight or significantly obese. One group was told to limit the amount of food they eat a day, while the other was only able to eat between certain times. Researchers found that both groups lost about the same amount of weight after a year. But eating on a time-restricted schedule didn't produce any major difference in weight loss. You can find out more information about the study in the New England Journal of Medicine. The first all-private mission to the International Space Station began its return trip to Earth Sunday evening. The mission, which launched on April 8th, was scheduled for 10 days but has dragged on a week longer because of weather delays. Dubbed AX-1, the private trip was booked by Texas startup Axiom Space, which offers flights to the ISS for anyone who can afford it. The 4-person crew includes a former NASA astronaut, an Israeli businessman, a Canadian investor, and an Ohio real estate magnate. The crew boarded the SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule, which detached from the ISS for the trip home just after 9 on Sunday evening. The splashdown off the coast of Florida is scheduled at about 1 p.m. Eastern Time Monday afternoon. Well, April marks Earth Month. It's a time of action to recognize and address environmental concerns, anything from climate change to deforestation or even food waste. You may be surprised by just how much food you waste. About 1/3 of food produced in the U.S. goes uneaten each year, according to estimates by the USDA. Food waste not only means more greenhouse gas emissions, but it also hits you in the pocketbook. Isabel Rosales reports on the innovative ways communities in the East and West Coast are working to turn that around.
Discolored and deformed. This food may not be the prettiest to look at, but it is perfectly edible.
When you think about the amount of resources that it takes to produce this food and then to not have it become nutrient, that is so wasteful.
Instead of wasting away all that ugly or surplus produce from farms around California, goes back to those in need.
I have 7 kids. It's a little bit of help with this. Helps you a lot with it.
Car after car wrapped around the block. Roman Pinal, organizer for Campesinos a Campesinos, or Farm Workers to Farm Workers, says they feed hundreds of families in their community. He believes the pandemic launch program can be a model for other communities.
I think it's hunger, preventing food waste, and bringing some healthy food to farm worker families.
Food waste is not only bad for the environment, but bad for your wallet too. Each year, a family of 4 wastes about $1,500 worth of food, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Over on the East Coast, Arlington County wants to make composting as easy as taking out the trash.
It smells earthy, it doesn't smell offensive.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not bad. It's the first in Virginia to offer residential curbside composting pickup. Eric Grabowski leads the Solid Waste Bureau.
So it's our version of a topsoil product. And you can see how rich it looks.
He tells me nearly 80% of households are participating, and the program isn't even a year old.
I think that's fabulous. It's not 100%, but it's very good.
Here's how it works. You collect food scraps like an orange peel. Once a week, a crew comes to pick up your green card, curbside, just like trash day. But it doesn't end up in a landfill. It ends up here. This is a composting facility. These scraps go through a journey. In these aerated bunkers, microorganisms break them down. And in about 60 days, it ends up as compost. In other words, fertilizer. And some of it comes back to Arlington County as free compost. Great for the environment, your wallet, and your garden.
If your city doesn't offer a curbside food scraps program, there's other steps you can take to reduce food waste at home. Well, that does include the news for this week, but I do have a question. Do you see yourself behind this desk? As we're approaching the end of the year, our team here at Asbury Newswatch 3 is hiring. This application is for any student at Asbury, regardless of journalism experience. The applications will be live in the bio of our Instagram page this summer and also will be available via email. So make sure to keep an eye out for our applications coming your way. If you're a media major looking for extra content, or you're on your reel, or a non-media major just looking for some fun on campus, this is for you. We'd love to see you as a part of our team next year. But before we say our goodbyes for the semester, we'd like to give you a glimpse of some things you don't see on our episodes. As a student-run broadcast, we have lots of trials and errors, learning as we go. Ian Wong has a look at an official blooper reel for Asbury's Newswatch 3. Let's take a look.
Lucy Bryson has the story. We're entering into the 3rd month of 2022.
We're finally going to be seeing that sun again, and as you guys know very well, that makes me very happy.
In case you missed it, in one of the most recent issues of the Collegian. As for now, I'm As for now, I'm your anchor. Have a good week, Asbury.
And James, yep. There will be a regained sense of normalcy. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
It's okay, it's only take one.
Yep, there will be a regained sense of normalcy. Okay, there will be a regained sense of normalcy.
Fittingly, the game had a Hollywood ending with a suspenseful fourth down stop by the Rams. It was only the second time in Super Bowl history that a team was able to...
The crowds, the fun and flair of Mardi Gras returning to New Orleans as the...
Thank you to one of our directors, Ian Wong, for putting together a funny look at behind the scenes of this semester. Asbury, we have been so privileged to be a part of your Tuesday afternoons this semester. We thank you for trusting us to give you your weekly campus news updates, for all the weather forecasts this semester, all the sports updates, and for joining us throughout campus for our live shots. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Asbury's Newswatch 3, news by the students, for the students. We'll see you next semester.